was how cold the water was.
Yeah, no greater love than to die for the things you love.
I was in London and I was writing this song, and I wanted to write a rock song because I wanted my song to be published on this esteemed website, YouTube channel called Trash Gang. And I had been in contact with one of the members on there, and I told him I was gonna start trying all these different styles and I wanted to send them to him. And I have these 3 other songs that I haven't released yet, but that was part of this episode of my life. So I went to Spain to visit my grandmother, and while I was there, I spent a lot of my time recording songs. And one of the songs that I was recording was one that I wrote when I was in London, because I went from London to Spain. So I finished the record while I was in Spain, and I really loved the record. And I didn't just want to send Trash Gang, I didn't want to just send them the audio, because I really believed in it. I felt like this is perfect, this is the niche that they're looking for. Plus, it was a different type of style of music. What I was doing was not repeating a chorus. I wasn't just regurgitating the same thing. Everything was leading up. It was becoming something bigger. It was like, imagine you walking through an art gallery, and every painting is something completely different, but they're all from the same exact artist. So in a way, I felt like when I was walking through this art gallery, when I was writing this song, I was envisioning everything being a part of the same thing, but having different emotions, a different contrast of vocal structure, an attitude. It was like I was trying to paint these emotions, these words. I was trying to bring them to life while still having an underlining story. And the only lyric that I repeat in that entire song is, walking down Abbey Road, headed to the studio, might jump off the London Bridge in the music video.
Walking down Abbey Road, headed to the studio, might jump off the London Bridge in the music video.
That part. And then when it rolled off the tongue, I was walking on the London Bridge. I mean, I looked over on the side and I said, I could do this. Why I didn't just write the lyric because it sounded cool is because I'm the type of person that if I say something, I want to actually do it, live it. So that's a little more backstory. Now let's go to Spain. I finished the record. I'm gonna go shoot this music video because I want to send him something of quality. So I didn't want to just send him the audio. I fly over to London to shoot this music video. So many complications. One of them, my camera gets stolen. I buy the camera that I'm shooting right now, I buy it for this video. It gets stolen. I have to buy it again, okay? Now I'm already discouraged. There was a girl who was supposed to be in the music video with me. She completely flakes on me. She was like, oh, I love the song, but this is the problem. When you're not popping, when you're not a huge artist, no one wants to be in any of your productions. That's the struggle that I had to go through in situations like this, not only this time, but many times before. It feels like no one really wants to help you out when you're nothing, when you're not getting any views. Even though you have great music, a vision, no one wants to help you out. Camera lost, girl backed out of the video. I was up in a hostel and I was really discouraged. I only had a few more days till I had to figure out where I was gonna go next, because it just seemed like this idea was going to the crasher. This girl comes into my hostel. She's Argentinian. And I speak Spanish, so I just start talking with her. You know, we start mingling, we start talking. She tells me she's into photography, she's into all this stuff. I don't ask about this because I'm the type of person that I just hate asking people to help me out. It's like I want people to just help me out because they want to help me out, but it's kind of hard when they don't really know I need help. And I'm just talking with her, you know, we're talking about life. We end up staying up till like 4 or 5 a.m. just talking about life. And then at the end, you know, she just asks about me. I'm a question person. So I'm constantly asking you questions. You know, I want to get to know you. I'm honestly genuinely interested. When it was her turn to just be like, hey, you know, what about you? Like, what is one of the big missions you're doing here? And I finally just told her, I'm like, you know, I'm shooting this music video. I told her all my dilemmas. She said, oh, really? Well, I'll do it for you. I'll shoot it. This girl was leaving to Argentina. She only had 2 more days there, or 3 more days, and she spent those days with me, you know, like to help me out in my project, you know. And then I told her about this idea, like, I'm gonna jump off the London Bridge for the last scene. She was scared because in a way this could be like illegal. And she's like, well, that part I don't feel comfortable shooting. There was this guy sitting in the bottom bunk. I'm not gonna say where he's from because I still don't want to get him in trouble because he did help me out. But he was a homie that I had met while I was at the hostel life. And he told me, he was like, yeah, man, I'll shoot it for you. So I was like, are you serious, man? That's so great. So it all works out, right? We end up spending those first 2 days shooting the other footage of our gallery of a ruined king in all these other places. And then in the final scene, we were gonna jump off the London Bridge. Now we get to the story, now that you got a bit of context. All right, so I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. We take a bus to the London Bridge. By the way, most people think this is the London Bridge. That is not the London Bridge. This is the London Bridge, okay? So I wanted to be so true to my word that I actually jumped off the bridge that was actually the London Bridge instead of the one that other people thought was the London Bridge. Anyways, it was 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm walking and I'm looking out on the edge of the London Bridge, and it is a lot steeper than the last time I remember because the water level had not risen, but decreased. But the good thing about doing it in the morning was, first, there was less people. Second, there wasn't many boats going all over the place, so there wasn't many waves. There's a constant current going down this riverbed. There's a constant current going one direction. And I had seen footage of people going over and then getting caught up in the current. Guys, I wasn't scared about the jump. I was scared about the water. The water is freezing over there, and it was the middle of winter. Okay, so now the time comes what a lot of people, you guys want to know. What was I thinking right before jumping off? To be completely honest with you and transparent with you, this is what was going through my mind. I told myself, it is time in your life to go 110%. Everything you say, you have to live. If you want to inspire these people, whoever it is who's going to listen to your music, they're going to look at this footage and they're going to know you're about your business. It was time to give everything to this, you know? I'm a religious man, as I've said. I had this moment where I was like, God, I want to go 100%. Everything, risking it if it has to be done. And I know for a lot of you, maybe that sounds crazy, but to me, it wasn't. It was a moment where it's time for you to not just say you're gonna do something, but do it with your actions. And I'm not condoning you all going out there. I probably shouldn't have written the lyric in the first place, but I did, and I had it recorded, and I was gonna do it. So I jumped off the London Bridge, and without even thinking about it, I didn't look to my right, I didn't look to my left, so I didn't really know that there was a guy standing a few feet away from me who saw me jump off the London Bridge, and he starts yelling. He thought I was trying to commit suicide, right? So I hit the water, I go all the way down, I touch the bottom, and then I go up, and I start swimming and swimming and swimming. And oh my goodness, was it freezing. And I'm a good swimmer. I had my lifeguarding license from back when I was in high school, so I knew how to swim well. But I was so cold. It took me 1 minute and 30 seconds to get out. Maybe 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. But in the last 30 seconds, I was swimming like this. And my energy was shot. It was literally like, this is how I can explain it. It was sucking the energy out of me. The cold was sucking the energy out of me. Life itself was leaving my body. I know it sounds exaggerated, but when you're in that type of freezing water, and I hadn't really prepared for this type of condition, it was an extreme situation for me to put myself in. But when I finally swam and I got up and I saw my friend filming and he got it all on tape, and then I say these words.
If you're gonna do something in life, you give it your all. All right, cut it.
Now all my clothes is soaked. We had brought a spare change of clothes. My friend tells me, yo, that guy called the cops, you gotta get out of here. He goes one way, I go another way. I didn't want to get him in trouble because the cops might come, they might start asking questions. I start running. With my new pair of clothes, I start running. I gotta get back to this hostel. I'm freezing. I find a taxi. I take the taxi. I'm almost soaked in this guy's car. You know, he's trying to talk to me. I'm in and out of whatever this type of life that I'm living in. My mind is just frozen. But I'm trying to stay calm and trying to stay cool because I didn't want to cause a scene. My friend, he stays there and he starts recording what happens because he's got to go to work. So he might as well just see the aftermath of this. 2 minutes after I left, there was 3 police cars on that bridge. This is the part that hurt me the most, is that I was an inconvenience to others, especially the police officers and the guy who thought I was trying to commit suicide. I mean, it was such a terrible situation in my mind. Like, I did not want that to happen. And that is the only part of the entire thing that I regret, is the fact that other people had to be inconvenienced for my actions. And that's the entire story. In conclusion, I want to say that the main reason I did it was because I wanted to be a man of my word. I want you to know that when you listen to my music, it's because I went through it. I'm doing this because I want to help whoever is out there with the talents that I was given. It's music right now. This is something that I'm good at. It's something that I put my heart into. In my lyricism, I know that there's better sounding songs out there than mine. But just know that I'm an artist that actually cares about the people who listen to my music. And in actions like that, I hope you're able to see that when I say something, it's because I truly mean it. If I say that I believe this will help you out, I'm actually saying that I believe this will help you out. So for all of you out there, I hope that I could help you out with my music, and I hope that you continue riding with me, that you know that I got your back and you got mine. And we're gonna be not just a family, but a society. I thank you all so, so, so much for sticking around. Have a great day. God bless you. And as always, I will see you next week. Peace out.
Yeah, I know greater love than to die for the things you love. Who gonna die? Who gonna die? Who gonna die? Walking down the street, cigarette hanging, got lipstick on her teeth. I saw a tattoo, it's a bunch of planets dressed up as balloons. I wonder the intent of why she smoked so many damn cigarettes. She ain't even French, but she looked like it. I'm walking down 9 Hill thinking of this chick, but my